If you want to be able to buy the most expensive players and open the best packs in FC25, go to u7buy.com to buy your EA FC25 coins. It's cheaper than buying FC points and just as reliable. With their already amazing prices, you can get an extra 6% using promo code Inception at checkout. Okay, sorry guys. I just had to handle some things IRL. Okay, let's talk about the new evolution today. Hopefully it's an exciting one because we haven't had interesting evolutions in a minute. This one was the cosmetic one. You paid literally just for the cosmetic? That's funny. All right, let's see what we have. No, cosmetic and evolutions, that's not it. True strength, 100 club. Central pillar is a new one. Okay, so let's see what you get for this one. Long ball pass, already a W, very big play style. Weak foot improvement, pretty good as well. Oh, you get box to box plus. Is that for center mid? Because if that's for center mid, that's a huge deal. Because guys, I'm telling you this right now, man. You guys should see, bro. The box to box center mid role, it makes a difference, bro. It does. And I know this because like when I use Alex Garcia, for instance, he's really sick on that. And he's not even like at this point, you know, with the cards that people have, he's not like a super crazy card at this point, but he's still good. I enjoy using him. But yeah, he has the box to box that you can see over here, and it's very helpful for certain formations, whether that's like a 4-3-3 or, you know, you play usually like 4-1-4-1 or like a 4-5-1, like those sort of things. The box to box is pretty cool, right? So that's actually a big thing. So that this could be a really cool evolution. So let's take a look at some of the choices that you do have specifically for this one. It is going to be these ones over here, right? So yeah, Marcus Llorente is going to be the top trending card for this one. So it does actually give it to that center mid plus plus. Well, box to box is only for center mid plus plus. So what am I saying, right? Juizing freaking, my friends. My mentality very low. Llorente, a really cool improvement. You know, what's cool is that you do get the stat boost as well, right? So if you kind of want a card that is, you know, going to be your box-to-box player that can, you know, actually attack and defend at the same time, it's pretty cool, right? Like this card went up a little bit. Do I see people doing this? They could, potentially. I do like Llorente more as the right back sort of player over the center mid sort of player. The thing is, though, is that it depends on the person, right? Because there's some people that, depending on the future of their team, the way that their team is formatted, some people are going to want to be able to switch him from right back to center mid, depending on what other players they have in their team, what the roles that they have, the position changes and stuff. But the upgrades are nice, right? Shadow Chemistry Cell improves the pace, improves the defense of the card. It's a good stat boost, but would I go in the center mid route? A little bit more debatable, but I still think he would actually be pretty solid there, to be honest. I just prefer a more agile player, you know, like if it's more like a Patry or, you know, Putellas. Putellas is amazing too, right? Or Putes. But yeah, he could be really cool. Camavinga, not a horrible choice, but at the same time, I think with Camavinga, I would mainly be looking into improving CDM capabilities of the card or future improvements for the left back position. Center mid area could be good, but it's if you think he'll be formatted a certain way on a Hunter chemistry style at some point in the future, because at that point, you would be hoping for his defensive stats to be increased and all that kind of stuff, right? Because he actually has some defensive stats, but that box-to-box part of him pushing forward, coming back, would be the main thing to take a look at, right? So obviously with Camavinga getting the plus, it could be cool, right? The thing is that he's probably not going to be like the most agile to work with again, because he is a 6-foot-tall player, average and lean body type, so gotta consider that too. Ryan could be pretty cool, to be fair. Intro stat limits, track thunder, central pillar, puts him in a pretty solid spot. With this one, it's interesting because he gets rapid plus. Well, not gets, but he has rapid plus. But now the main thing here is just making him nice in that box-to-box role, right? If we go to his original card and we check out the roles of the card, he does not have it at all, right? He only has the holding plus for the CDM area, From this one, he has the box-to-box. So technically speaking, if you wanted to use him on a shadow chemistry style, a card that can sometimes defend for you, but mostly be that box-to-box player that is also working with a rapid. A rapid's not bad to have in that area too. It could be really solid, right? Obviously, future improvements would be really nice in the card as well, with base card stats for dribbling being improved. He could be, honestly, one of the better center mids in game, depending on what you can give him in the future. Like, let's say, for instance, they drop an evolution where you can get like a press proven on the card or a press proven plus. I think that would be a really big deal to kind of help with like his physical thing. But then you never know. Maybe in the future they give you more defensive play styles too, make him well rounded for that box to box role. So that could be pretty cool too. So with him, you know, center mid plus plus could be nice. I do consider these taller, more physical dudes more like CDMs than center mids for sure, but they could still play center mid area really well. Like for instance, I use, it's a shame I didn't do this card on the review account. I always say this, but this guy has box to box, right? So I have used Tudom as a box to box player, and he performs it perfectly fine, in my opinion, right? He's just more of the physical type in that area, so he's not going to be like as agile to work with, right? Yeah, we have some other choices here, like Sobosloy gets one. Sobosloy could be a really cool one for the Liverpool fans because he does get that defensive improvement, right? So the usability of the card does increase, but this would have been mainly for a card last year if that 4-3-2-1 was still like the most effective thing, where he's like the main attacker as a center mid basically, because on a shadow you would have like the decent defensive stats, but then everything else is formatted in a way where, you know, as the center mid that can basically go everywhere, he could be really cool. So yeah, mainly for the Liverpool fans, for that one, I mean, it could definitely be an interesting one for some people. Andre with the Champions League card does get an upgrade. So for people who want to give the improvements to a Lille card, they could totally do that as well. Obviously, giving him the box-to-box would make the card a very interesting player because he still has intercept, but he also has a long ball. He has the flare. He's not really a poorly formatted card by any means, right? Because he still has the weak foot. On a pace and defensive boost, he just wouldn't be like the fastest, but he would still be decent in the midfield area. The reason why I'm saying he's not the fastest because a lot of players around that pace, like the meta guys, that they'll have a lengthy on the shadow, right? But with Andre on the shadow, you know, he definitely looks like it could be an interesting one for some people, depending on who ends up doing that. Ballon d'Or Rodri from Central Pillar. Oh, that wouldn't be bad actually. This one would be really nice, to be honest. Yeah, so this would be a paid one for an AC Milan player that's given Tiki Taka Plus, and he has box to box. Honestly, this looks like a decent card. The only downfall is that his finishing is not in the best area, but honestly, as a center mid, I still feel like he would do a really solid job. You could technically try him out on a hunter too if you were to do this, because in the future you never know if they improve base card stats for defending as well, right? But play styles, defensively he only has bruiser, so I mean you could just go in the route of just giving him a hunter if you notice that he's, you know, more of an attacking oriented player than a defensive one. So yeah, that one definitely looks like a really cool chain evo. There's a few different ones depending on what you obviously end up doing. Like there's this one. If you did the Rodri one, you get Rapid Plus. Honestly, Rapid Plus, because you know what this card looks like. We all know what he looks like. He looks like a right mid in a 3-back formation. Do people really use 3-back formations that much? Not really. But is he the type of player that looks like he would cook there? Yeah, I feel like he would be really nice in that sort of spot. Because I feel like he would be physical, you know, but he would be the attacking and defensive threat. And I feel like a card like this in that right mid position would be nice. Maybe if he had, like, gotta be honest with you, man, if he had a right back position change, I think that would have been really sick. But unfortunately, mainly the right mid. So again, mainly a player that is someone that plays in the 3-back if you were to do that. But then again, as a center mid, I still feel like it would be an interesting one as well, right? DePaul, which is the one that's trending in the game. You know, I could see some people doing this one for a free one because depending on whether or not people improve on Alvarez as well as Correa for the Argentinian and Atletico Madrid link, that triple link setup could always be something that people want to work with in the future as well, right? He's not a poorly formatted card by any means, right? Shadow Chemistry Style improves him to be really well formatted for the most part. Yeah, I mean, as a center mid, you can't really go wrong with how he's formatted. He doesn't really have a lot of defensive play styles, but he does have some defensive stats. So it could still be a little bit of a balance in the team, right? And then obviously with the roles, he still has holding plus as a CDM, which is a big deal, but no defensive playstyle. So that's something you have to kind of hope for in the future. As usual with evolutions, like you should really look into the sentimental cards that you truly believe will not get any sort of cards in the future. I always tell this to people all the time. But this one would be like a really big one because, like I said, box to box being added to cards is a huge add, right? Jolington as an evolution, central pillar, gets the 4 main stats improved for Newcastle fans. Pretty decent there. You know what's funny with Jolington? I could see him getting a promo card, to be honest with you. Like, it's not like I don't see him getting a promo card. I think, does he have a holding plus? He doesn't. It's mainly box to box. Thing is with him is that, like, you could still use him as like a defensive player in your team. Because if you give him a shadow, I mean, his agility and balance is still not the greatest to actually use box to box on him. Because if you were to do that, you would kind of hope that in the future on an engine chemistry style, you would be well formatted in the pace, dribbling, and passing department where, you know, the card is just like a well formatted card in general, where like his dribbling is actually decent for that box to box, right? But again, it depends on the person, right? Central pillar. Zaire Emery could be really sick, actually. Expired from Power Surge from box to box. Central pillar. Yeah, I could see this one being really, really sick. Congratulations to anyone if they still have this, or if they did this. It's funny, from box to box doesn't have it. From central pillar does have it. It's interesting. Yeah, so the reason why I could see him being really nice is because, generally speaking, this is a very well formatted card. He's not trending only because, you know, some people may have done it, people may have not done it. If he did do it, congratulations, because the card looks really sick, to be honest. 4-star weak foot, 5'10" height, average normal body type, shadow chemistry style, well formatted, right? Because the thing with him is that his dribbling is in a really solid spot, considering the fact that he also has a press proven. You know what I'm saying? So that relentless quick step, good passing capabilities because he has a tiki taka, he has the long ball pass, first touch, a press proven. A lot of cool stuff, right? A lot of cool stuff for that. Zakaria, we don't really check out Zakaria that often because that's not going to be the center mid type player, to be honest. Conrad Leimer could get one. Yeah, he could. Wouldn't be like completely against this as a center mid box to box, but again, if you have hopes for further improvements down the line. What's interesting with him is that he has the right back position change with the center mid plus plus. So again, depending on the future with different changes, it could be interesting. Caicedo is an interesting one because if we take a look at his roles, he has box to box plus plus now on this card, which for some people I think they would actually be pretty happy with, depending on the situation, because again, for future evolutions, maybe you give this card a shadow, maybe he gets that shooting boost as well in the future. That one could be an interesting one, depending on the specifics that he may get. Guendouzi gets one from the inform improvement, 4-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves. Almost reminds me of like the Bellingham type of card. I have no idea what this card is like in game because I don't have an idea of how any of these cards are like in game, but the box to box for him might not be horrible, to be honest. Might not be horrible. He has no defensive playstyles, which I'm super surprised at. But if there's a winter wild card, they always give a nice little cheeky Guendouzi card that has defensive stats, right? So always something to look forward to for some people. Lee Kangen actually has different position changes, so that actually adds a lot to the card, especially if there's an evolution in the future that gives them a defensive boost. That would be like the main thing, right? Defensive boost in the card, shadow chemistry style. Imagine a card like this that could be used in like the side positions that has defensive stats, but can still be used in the attacking areas because his dribbling is actually really well formatted, you know? So some pretty cool stuff there too. Nemeka, he gets one as well. Plays CDM quite a bit. This guy, let's see if he has any play styles. No defensive ones except for block. Box to box center mid. It doesn't look that bad on him. Doesn't look that bad. He still has like decent finishing and stuff too. Passing is good. A few dribbling play styles as well. Mateo Shinunja, I feel like could be really cool actually. Yeah, especially with like future improvements. This one already gave him the rapid plus, and then the central pillar just gives him that box to box. Because like when you look at this card, he looks more like a box to box, you know. This one is from Intro to Stat Limits, Track Thunder, Central Pillar. It puts him in a pretty usable spot, to be honest. Like it's really good improvements. Again, no defensive play styles, but he has press proven. He's got rapid. He's got long ball. So again, if you're playing those like 4-5-1 sort of formations, 4-1-4-1, and you use them as a box to box, it could be pretty sick to work with. To be fair, it might not be horrible. Bellingham gets one. This one actually has a few options, to be honest. Like there could be a really cool amount of players. Like if you've been doing evolutions for Mbappe's card and you've just been doing it consistently, he gets some pretty cool improvements as well. This one maybe it probably doesn't make as much sense though, because this one has the rapid plus central pillar on him with a shadow. He is on a box to box, but one of those evolutions would be a waste in my opinion. Joel Monteiro as a Portuguese player. I don't even know who this guy is. I'm going to be completely real with you. Could be good, but definitely needs an Evo that improves defense again. I mean, the box-to-box part is pretty useless. What does he have? 4-star weak foot? Yeah. Sergio Busquets. Is the box-to-box? I don't know about that one. This card actually has shooting. Holy man, these things must have improved it a lot. Oh, not bad. Bruiser, Anticipate. Remember that End of an Era? Was it End of an Era that we got the last time? Dude, that card was really nice. Gary Vega, Davies. Yeah, I think the sentimental ones for this one would be really cool, to be honest. 100%. Let's see. I mean, that's how the evolutions should be used, to be fair, but let's see here. Santa Clara. Okay. Central Pillar, Track Thunder, Intro to Stat Limits, Ballon d'Or, Rodri. This guy would never cost on the market how much this thing is. You know? He's the main one, though, and Gustavo as well. Gustavo's card doesn't look horrible, to be honest. Like, he could turn into a beast as well. Because he's generally well formatted as well, right? So Central Pillar first, Ballon d'Or Rodri, which is a paid one, and then Intro to Stat Limits, while working with Holding Plus for a CDM and a box-to-box. Mainly looks like a box-to-box, though, with the way that his playstyles are set up. People are just not willing to do this because with these ones, you have to pay for it, and then you would still have to wait even longer for the card to be really cool, right? But let's take a look and see if there's any trending cards that, you know, we might have missed out on that could be really sick as well. Those 4x86s. Renato Sanchez gets improved like that? Really? Is that actually the case with him? Oh, wow. So Track Thunder, Intro to Stat Limits, Central Pillar. You know what? This would be... Oh, it's always the finishing, man. Always the finishing that's like weird on the card. He has this one too. Oh, this one has Tiki Taka on it. Yo, this card looks crazy. Except for the finishing. The finishing looks horrendous. You have to give him a Hunter, because that would be super annoying from time to time. But he still has 90 interception, so even though he doesn't have the playstyle, it could be helpful sometimes. Eduardo Camavinga. Zachariah? 86 dribbling? I mean, we skipped right past him because I was like, yeah, he's more like a CDM, but let's see here. It's a big dribbling boost, to be fair. I wouldn't do. I mean, I don't know why that would be trending. You don't. I don't feel. I feel like you don't want a box to box player like this. Like this is mainly a CDM, to be honest. 5-star, 4-star for her. She went up 200. I mean, for the Leon links, she gets some good stuff. I think she looks pretty good, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah, you cannot go wrong with this one as a box-to-box. Pace, defense in a decent area, but he has like, or she has shooting, passing, dribbling, a little bit of physical as well. The only problem is that she's not the tallest, but you know what it is with a card like this is that she's left-footed, so people will already get that card just for the Trivellas, right? Oh, Loftus, I swear we checked out Loftus Cheek. Did we skip past him? I think we did. Loftus Cheek, I feel like he has like the Ryan Gravenberg kind of style to him, you know what I'm saying? Like the tall, lanky type of player. Sometimes defend, sometimes attack, right? But have to kind of rely on future improvements as well. Central pillar is this one. Intro establishment, central pillar. It puts him in Hullet Gang though. And he's a lengthy on a shadow. That could be pretty cool. It could remind me of the card of last year, but I don't know if I would want to use him as a center mid with the dribbling stats like that in certain areas. But again, he could still be an interesting choice to go with as well. Yeah, could be an interesting choice. Kobe Minu is always the guy that always trends. My Minu fits but won't lock in on the app. Is that Evo better than this one? With Press Proven Plus? No, Press Proven Plus is king, bro. That is king, my friend. That's the only way you can left stick in this game. Some players have Press Proven Plus and they still dribble like... Appin. Top 1 Appin. 4-star, 4-star. Striker? He gets Striker as well? CDM center mid. Who is this guy? Appin. Let's take a look. Plays for Burgos CF. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I am L ball knowledge, bro. Did they get promoted this year? That's crazy. I'm sure there's like better versions, but like he shows this one as an example. 5'10", average and stocky. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting one for sure. This one's an 86 though. Is that what this one is? There's like different. There's always gonna be like different versions. Like there's this one too. The only paid one there, but the playstyle plus is kind of ruined, or it's a waste of time. I would say. It do be a waste of time. I would say. That's more like it. That is more like it. That looks cool. See? That's what I'm saying, bro. Ronaldo becomes 81 rated, not the best, but then imagine how cracked he'd be for a chain coming soon. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. A chain coming soon would be sick for him. I will be there for Morita. Morita gets one, eh? With Tiki Taka Plus as well? Oh, that's a nice card. From what, though? Which one is that one from? Morita. Where is he? Oh, this is intro to stat limits? No. Morita. 5-star weak foot? Oh, wow. Oh, dude. This, if you guys enjoy using Gyökeres, bro, this looks like a nice card. Bro, he looks really... He has holding plus 2 as a CDM, eh? That's not bad if you need to, like, rotate your team as well. Interesting. And he has the right mid position change, too. It's not bad. If you need to switch to something like that, too. Yeah, Morita looks good, bro. That looks like a nice one, actually. Anyways, that's pretty much it. I like to always check out the sentimentals to see if there's anything cool, but Listen, man, if you're a Sporting fan, that Morita link to Gyökeres would be very, very helpful to work with. So W's there for sure.